Jojopyun, one of North America's brightest young talents in League of Legends, is making history by becoming the first North American player to be imported into a major international region. For the first time ever, a top North American player is heading overseas to Europe's LEC, joining Mad Lions. This isn't just another transfer. It's a massive shift in how North American players might approach their careers moving forward. Today we will dive deep into what this means for NA, for JoJo, and for the League of Legends fans everywhere. This is a monumental moment for NA esports, not just because JoJo is a skilled mid laner, but because his move signals a possible trend. NA players who are good enough might start exploring opportunities in top international leagues, just like we've seen European and Korean players come to NA in the past. Despite a rough season with Cloud9, JoJo has proven himself to be an incredibly talented player, and it's impressive to see him taking this leap. Let's break down why this move is so significant. Yes, North America is losing a great mid laner, and that does create a gap in the region's talent pool. But for JoJo, this is an exciting chance to grow. Moving to Europe at age 20, he's stepping into a new environment with the opportunity to play in one of the world's most competitive leagues. Beyond gaming, it's almost like a year abroad experience for him, where he'll be diving into a different culture while leveling up his skills. And if things don't work out, he can always come back to NA. Esports contracts are typically flexible enough to allow for that. In the LEC, JoJo will find a different environment that many say is more intense than NA. The solo queue competition is tough, and viewership numbers are through the roof. Plus, Mad Lions has an incredibly passionate fan base, especially among Spanish fans who are some of the most dedicated in esports. JoJo will have a ton of support behind him, and it's easy to see why he'd jump at this opportunity. However, his move comes on the heels of a rocky year, which has led to many fans asking why he ended up in Europe rather than staying in NA with another team. Some fans are wondering, how did North America lose JoJo? Why didn't another NA team fight to keep him? To understand that, we need to look at what went down with Cloud9. Rumor has it that JoJo missed around 42 scrims or meetings, which eventually led Cloud9 to release him outright. They didn't just bench him, they cut ties without even negotiating or asking for a buyout. Some fans criticize Cloud9's management for this, and there are valid concerns about their approach. They invested heavily in JoJo without leaving much room in the budget to bring on additional coaches or support staff for the team. But when you consider the issues JoJo reportedly had with attendance and commitment, letting him go made sense. It's tough to keep a player who isn't consistently showing up, even if they're talented. This move opened up opportunities for JoJo to negotiate with other teams without restrictions, and he became a valuable free agent. His salary details haven't been confirmed, but reports suggest Cloud9 was paying him over $750,000. A huge number, especially given the current economic environment in esports. Now let's look at why other NA teams might not have gone all out to sign him. Looking at the LCS teams, most already have mid laners they're committed to developing. For example, Team Liquid has APA, who has had some struggles, but is clearly someone they're investing in for the long term. They currently extended his contract, showing that they're sticking with him as he develops. FlyQuest, another strong team, has Squid, who's been performing well, and some fans even thought JoJo might reunite with his old teammate, Inspired, if FlyQuest were interested. But FlyQuest publicly supported Quid, signaling that he's their guy for the future. Outside of those two top teams, JoJo didn't have many realistic options in NA. 100 Thieves has Quid, a young player they're also committed to developing, and with NRG and Immortals both leaving the LCS, the pool of teams shrunk even further. That left Shopify Rebellion, Dignitas, and a guest team slot as potential options in NA. Shopify showed interest, which is great, but JoJo wasn't going back to Cloud9. So ultimately, Europe seemed like the best path forward for him. Now let's talk about JoJo's salary. Reports say Cloud9 paid him around $750,000, though it's not clear if that was guaranteed or based on performance. In today's esports market, where teams are focused on financial sustainability, most teams are cutting costs and working towards profitability. In this context, it's hard to imagine many teams willing to take on a high salary, especially with JoJo's recent struggles. If Mad Lions offered a high salary, it shows they see value in his talent. But in a market where most organizations are aiming to keep spending reasonable, it would be surprising if his salary was very high. This financial situation might explain why Shopify Rebellion didn't pursue Jojo more aggressively. As a newer team in the LCS, they're likely cautious about taking financial risks. Overpaying for a player with recent issues is a risky move. And for Shopify, it's probably smarter to focus on building a stable competitive roster. This decision makes sense from a business standpoint, especially if they want to avoid the mistakes other teams have made by overspending on player contracts. All in all, Jojo's move to Europe is an exciting and positive step for NA Esports. It's rare to see North American players go abroad to play at higher levels. In traditional American sports, it's even rarer. For instance, soccer star Christian Pulisic, one of the America's top talents, plays in Europe and has become a celebrated figure there. Jojo's move could set a new precedent, encouraging other NA players to seek out global opportunities, growing their skills, and bring that experience back to strengthen the region. Looking at the upcoming LEC season, it's shaping up to be one to watch. Fans weren't thrilled with the 3-split system from last year, but Riot has learned from that and will make adjustments, adding another international event, making a total of 3 to match the number of splits League now has. The LEC has a lot going for it, with storylines like G2's roster changes and Mad Lions now adding a young American talent to their lineup. And for Mad Lions Spanish fans who have been vocal about wanting Jojo on their team, this is a huge win. Let's keep an eye on Jojo to see how he adapts. If he faces similar challenges as he did with Cloud9, it would be interesting to see how the European community reacts. But if he thrives in this new environment, it could inspire more NA players to consider similar moves. Whether Jojo succeeds or faces setbacks, his journey will be one that fans will want to follow. And it adds a whole new level of excitement to the LEC versus LCS rivalry. In the end, Jojopyun's move to Europe is more than just a team transfer. It's a historic shift for North American League of Legends and an inspiring step for players who want to reach new heights. Here's hoping he can make the most of this opportunity and help build an even stronger future for NA Esports. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content about League of Legends and esports, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.